Krill, still haunted by his dreams, his feelings he lays bare. He speaks about his past disclosures we were unaware. And all the while we listen to the thoughts of our teammates, while striving to reveal this object that we excavate. We dig down in the ground and what do you get? A big metal object and a puddle of sweat. We got a piece of the fallen god, but we don't care. We'll sell it to not at the lion's share. With offer made to purchase, we are nearing time to leave. With jobs to do, deliveries to make, and a weapon to retrieve. Back to the inn where we retire. Once more a hearty breakfast in Dyson desire.
And so you're all sitting round in the inn, having your respective breakfasts, enjoying yourself, patting yourself somewhat on the back for a job well done. When all of a sudden the door swings open wildly, and in storms a somewhat familiar face, a slightly older dwarven man comes hurtling through the door, quite some speed, and he just looks towards the bar. He's like, "Where is he? Where is that? Where are they?" And the nervous barman behind the bar just sort of like gathers who he's talking about and sort of just very gingerly and nervously points in your direction. And then Gelrin turns around and sees your group, and he just comes stomping towards you. And remind me how you're sat. If I remember correctly, you somehow Katnia got a booth, if I recall. How would you be sat at the table? What would be the order? Where are you?
I don't remember. So was I just assume it was Quinch hiding underneath it? Is that?
Well, I think Quinch and hiding is always assumed. Yeah, it's implied. I think. Yeah. But yeah, who would be sat where?
What order did we come downstairs in? I can't remember.
Well, I'm assuming
Greg
and
and Krill were early doors, weren't they? Because Greg.
Well, we would probably be first ones in the booth, therefore furthest back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I imagine that we would then allow Quinch would probably sit down, probably next to Krill, copy him the side that Krill sits on. Yeah, and then
I think Dabov would be against the edge of the table because that's typically where you put a high chair.
We'll put you next to the window so you can lick it.
If I'm next to a window, I'm not wasting my time licking it.
Going through it.
Right, so the left-hand side, as you look at it, goes Greg, Dabov, Dweezil, and the right-hand side goes Krill, Quinch.
Krill, Quinch. So Krill's at the back, essentially.
Yeah. Furthest away from Gelrin.
Okay.
Tactically the furthest away from Gelrin.
Tactically the furthest away from Gelrin. And who's next to him, sorry, was...
Quinch.
Okay. Gelrin comes stomping over, slightly charred armour from where he's been, helping with the fire the day before. And then he gets to the table and he just looks straight at Krill. You fucking legend! And he jumps. He jumps at Krill. Quinch, can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Bloody love to be honest.
As these words have left his mouth in a very staggered manner, Krill's expression has just changed from a caution to shock, slight fear, and then absolute surprise as he's called him a legend, as he's sort of ready to just throw a punch him.
Okay.
I've got two overall. I rolled a 1.
It's fine. I don't think I needed the breakdown of what you rolled when you said a 2. That's absolutely fine. So as Gelrin sort of almost the second that the D of legend leaves his mouth, he sort of just as soon as the D leaves his mouth,
the D of legend.
Never withdraw the D.
He sort of leaps towards Krill. But in the process, you're sort of like I don't know, you're just confused by the whole thing. Maybe you're looking at Krill, not at Gelrin or whatever. But he just barges past you, and you take 1 bludgeoning damage from just the sheer force of this mighty dwarf and his armour.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah,
and as he gets past you, although slightly more difficult than he anticipated, he just flings his arms around Krill. What do you do, Krill?
In a surprise to everyone, including Krill, Krill doesn't get hugged often, and he just gives it his all. He's straight in there, like arms wrap around him. Not really sure the motivation for it, but he's taken what he could get. He's giving him a hug.
Oh, lovely! And just from that, Gelrin sort of you just feel the embrace. Although he's being a dwarf, he's not got the longest of arms, and you're quite a big half orc.
Off the back of our emotional discussion last session, I think I'm still feeling those feelings, and he's just letting it all out. Krill's a changed man.
Right, he cries. Okay, I get it. And he he just does that, and somewhat awkwardly, he finds himself, because he's obviously not, being a dwarf, he's quite short, he finds himself almost sort of like off the ground, half on Quinch's lap, a little bit on Krill's lap, arms wrapped around a half orc. And it's quite an awkward moment, really. It's 2 barbarians have sort of just somehow got this weird, dwarf on their lap. As he lets go of his embrace, he sort of just shuffles back across your laps, causing lots of unwanted
Dabble
friction.
pings 1 gold piece at them and go, yeah, work it, love.
Bearing in mind, Krill is often topless. You sort of feel like the bristles of bristles of his beard just tickling you as he gets back off, and eventually he gets back to terra firma, and I hate giants. I detest giants, and seeing you out there, tearing them a piece, it was, oh my goodness, I wanted to get there myself, and you could see the visible anger in his face. I wanted to get to them myself, but sadly I just couldn't get to them.
Sadly, the person who was controlling me didn't deem it necessary to get me into combat quick enough.
I only got short legs and I couldn't get there in time. I could have jumped the fence. But just seeing you, I know we had our differences a few days ago, but I don't like orcs, and seeing a half orc here, no offence, I thought you were going to be the same, but seeing you, axe in hand, giant blood on your axe, oh! And he gets almost aroused at the thought of you just slicing into these giants. And he offers his hand back out to you, again somewhat awkwardly over Quinch's lap, and just says, I just want to thank you for everything you did for this town, and for killing a giant. And he puts his hand out to you.
I'll reach out, obviously, as Krill naturally would. He's going to give it a bit of a squeeze. It's I'm the tougher man kind of thing. So I'll give it a bit of a squeeze, but I'll shake his hand back.
Okay. And he just looks you in the hand, gives you a big firm handshake. I mean, this is a guy, despite the differences in sizes between you, this is a guy who works with his hands a lot. He's, constantly making armor. He's quite a strong guy by all measurements, and so you can feel there's quite a bit of good grip that he's given you. Big handshake, and he just sort of retracts. He says, "The rest of you, you're alright too. Anyone that takes on giants is good in my book.
Thank you.
Yeah, cheers, Gelrin.
Good. No,
I was gonna do a Krill move and be crass and like, because he's a master smith, isn't he? And like ruin the moment and ask him to make some armor. But then I remembered I don't have any pets or anything to make armor for. So
well, you can make it for one of your weapons or your instrument.
Armor for my weapons.
Yeah.
Loot armor. Awesome.
Yeah, well, like I said, one of your instruments, in fact, one of your drums.
Yeah.
Armour them
Drum
up.
armor.
You never know, it might come to life one day and need the armour.
Turns your little tambourine into like a steel drum.
Yeah, become a calypso bard.
That'd be awesome. If slightly get us cancelled.
As long as his accent doesn't change.
Yeah.
I mean, you try playing a steel drum without it.
I just, as part of my, it's gonna sound, I want to say appreciation, but you're probably gonna think of it differently. But seeing you 5 out there, just destroying orcs and destroying giants, it makes me realise that you're probably the right people that I need to do a job for me. I've got some armour that needs to be. I don't know if this is the right accent for him, by the way. He could have been Welsh last time round. I've got some armour that needs to be delivered, and as much as I'd like to be out there killing giants, and he sort of like just. I don't know if I've got it in me to do this on my own, but I do need to get this armor delivered, and I think seeing how well you took yourselves on, how well you took on the giants, perhaps if you wouldn't mind, I'll obviously pay you, but if you were leaving Tribor anytime soon, if you could help deliver this armor and protect it, make sure that it gets to where it needs to be.
Where does it need to be, Gelrin?
Excellent question. Known as Hold.
Known as Hold.
Yeah.
Where is known as Hold, Gelrin?
It's not far from here. It's a few days' ride east of here. And
east.
Yeah. I can.
You'll have to forgive Dweezil. Some of the names and places of the last kind of 4 or 5 hours of Dweezil's life before the long rest aren't quite as etched in his memory as things usually would be, due to a Stuart mistake. Dweezil knows, Stuart doesn't.
The great bardist.
Who's Dweezil or Stuart talking to there?
Stuart was talking to you, because that's how conversations work, Nathan.
Right. I didn't know if you. It was weird because you were talking as if you were in Dweezil mode.
Well, Dweezil's voice is very much Stuart's voice, isn't it? And therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
It's a bit Dabov and Luke. It's difficult to tell them apart because Luke's only 3 foot tall.
Not far off, to be fair.
Right. So.
Right.
So, the 2 places that we'd thought of going were to Xanathar's Keep, and Zemorgan Hall are the 2 places that we've got leads to go to. So where's this place that?
So again, is that? Oh right, that's you talking. So yeah,
this is Stuart. Yeah.
Yeah. So
right. Can I just retcon that Dweezil always? I'm going to come up with a voice. No, I'm not.
No, don't. No, not.
I'm going to come up with a new voice for Stuart.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Dweezil gets the Stuart voice. Stuart starts a new voice from now on. Oh, is it a bit monotone? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Greg. So what we'll say is Greg. Greg's got the map, I believe, from Aldrich Swayze's.
I have indeed, yeah.
So I'm going to maybe prompt that Greg maybe has pulled it out in the last couple of days with the suggestions of Xymorphans, Xanthals and Xymorphans. Maybe he's been starting to study the map to start looking at, best routes and things like that. Essentially, this is where you are now, where I'm pinging, just above that red square. That's Tribor. You can see no one else hold over here. You've got Xymorphans Hall up here, which is the home of the giant killer weapon, and you've got Xanthal's Keep here, which is where the suspected sighting of Ruffle Copter was.
I would suggest then, fine gentlemen, that it is more than possible for us to deliver this armour for Galrin on our way to Zamorgan Hall. And almost certainly would lead us the best way to Zamorgan Hall. The safest way would be to take the road up east, almost directly east from Tribor, towards Silvery Moon, rather than going across the Evermoors.
Well, I'm entirely in agreement of this. I believe we still have business here in Tribor that we need to address first.
Yeah, we do need to see. We need to see Darathra. We need to. We haven't even discussed your camp out and your exploration of the hole. Speaking of which, how was that tiramisu?
Well, what I learned is tiramisu doesn't keep particularly well, unfortunately, so it wasn't as good as the first time round. It started to curdle a little, you see.
Oh!
Gelbrin's still at the table and very confused by the conversation that's ensuing.
Were the fingers moist, at least? You're supposed to soak the fingers first. Get them nice and wet.
Oh.
And on that note...
Gelrin, hearing the fact that Dweezil was essentially planning the route to No One Else Hold, turns to you and says, "So do I take it that you'll take the job?"
Well, whilst we're more than happy to help you, Gelrin, because I think I can speak for everyone when I say that we've very much enjoyed our time in Tribor, and despite one or two unfortunate occurrences, we feel like we've made friends here. You certainly are one of those people who we have great affection for in this town. We are adventurers. Our movements are at a premium. Where we have other things that we must attend to, and whilst helping you is most possible, we would need some recompense or reward. If you want to be so callous, yeah, payment.
Of course, I'm a businessman. I deal with money all the time. Now, I heard you talking about going to Xymorphan Hall.
I bet you've got a lot of overheads in your business.
Very funny. I'm a dwarf. Yeah, well done.
What?
What? It strikes me as you're already going that way, and I'm happy to pay, of course. But given you're already going that way, how does 100 gold pieces sound?
Well, I do have to say we were actually going to go directly through the Evermoors. That was the original plan, so it's not exactly on our way, I will just say that.
Right, Gelrin, 100 gold pieces is an absolutely acceptable bounty or ransom payment to deliver something a couple of days' travel. Absolutely. However, more than 100 gold pieces. You are Gelrin Fohammer.
I am.
the worth of Gelrin Fohammer is in far more than coin value. You are arguably the finest armourer and blacksmith on the North Sword Coast. Would you not have anything special, anything that you're particularly proud of that you could furnish us with for the journey?
Remember, I'm your favourite.
I never said you're my favourite. I said I liked you, and you're a fucking legend.
And you said to the rest of them, you're all right too. I mean, if that doesn't indicate that I'm your preference.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You did well at killing giants, and I'm very proud of you. You're your favourite, my favourite in terms of this 5. Yes.
That's good enough for me. Back to the fella's question.
What are you thinking?
I'll be honest with you. Do you have any fantastic weaponry? Do you have any armour that would fit a
half-orc? Okay.
Or a half-orc? I mean, you have armour, Krill.
Always down for better armour.
I'm not sure that it's possible really to better the armour that you have. It's perfectly serviceable plate, isn't it?
No, it's chainmail.
Oh, you wear chainmail? Bizarre.
I think so. Let me look at my character sheet.
Any gemstones?
Scale mail, sorry.
I don't really deal with gemstones. I can get you some armour. Now listen. Roll me a persuasion check, actually. First and foremost.
Me?
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Oh, I've got a plus gazillion.
It's a 20. It was a 2 on the dice, but it's a 20.
That one, the breakdown.
Now, it's worth noting, I guess, that this is Nathan talking, as you can tell from the different voice. It's worth noting that Gelrin is a royal armourer, and he does make some fine armour. However, his armour is less about it being magical or any physical attributes that any other armour would get. With his armour, what you would actually get, and this is actually sort of quite useful for you. Well, is it? You've got such a good thing anyway. It would actually give you... His armour actually gets you a bonus when it comes to dealing with aristocrats. Because
it's fine armour.
Yeah, because it's good looking. Because it's good looking armour, and because it's come from the royal armourer. It's not necessarily going to get you a +1 if we're talking mechanically. It's just going to get you a better. Yeah, when you're talking to.
If Gelrin were to furnish some of the members of our party with some armour, I can't imagine it would be very difficult for Gelrin to fashion a kind of metal form, almost a stamp, and maybe to stamp our armour, not with his own stamp, but maybe if we could come up with like a little circus top or something, that might be quite nice. If we had some, if we uniformed the big boys. What armour are you wearing currently, Krill? Chain. Scale. Quinch, what are you currently wearing?
Also scale mail.
No, you're not. You're wearing that adamantine thing, ain't you?
Yeah, it's adamantine, but I don't know, but it is scale mail.
Is it?
What kind of impact would plate have on you?
Me?
Or either of you?
Oh god, negative for me.
Both of you the same.
I'm very happy with my armour.
All right, Krill. What kind of impact would plate have on Krill's life?
I don't know what the difference is. What's the stats on plate?
But sack it then. The last 10 minutes was a waste of everyone's time, Nathan.
Yeah, give me plate.
Can you embellish?
I'm not.
Can you not embellish my sword with an impressive aristocratical logo.
Just wiping the shit off it would be better.
Just a dip in the lake would do it some good.
I'm listening to all of you, and I'm not entirely sure you understand what I do. Points to Quinch. I'm an armourer, not a weaponerer. Looks to Dweezil and says, I can do exactly what you're asking, but it'll probably take me a couple of days to design it, make it, and do everything. I mean, I've got...
Everything in this world takes so long. Sorry.
What I'm talking
it's
about,
a fantasy world in everything, but... Like,
I'm talking about some fine half plate. Is what I'm talking
I do
about.
have some armour if you want some, but it wouldn't be specific for you.
Does it come in my size?
Looks at you and the very little armour that you are wearing. Probably.
I'll take some.
It's not a free-for-all pick and mix back there. It's.
Maybe we should just have some more gold pieces.
As I said, you are already sort of, by the sound of it, going that way. So I am happy to negotiate, but I'm given the quality of materials. The quality of armour I'm making to fit all 5 of you.
No, we're not talking about all 5 of us, Galvin. I'm talking about furnishing Krill with some half plate with just a very quickly kind of engraved logo.
Quinch whispers to Dweezil, and up him to 125.
Quinch, I'm asking him for armour that's worth about 750 gold pieces on top of the 100.
Oh, you're suggesting the 2 5 extra is insignificant.
What do you want? Half plate. That's a big swing of price, isn't it?
It's not about. No. We haven't gone from 100 to.
We have, because that's
plate.
what I offered.
What I've said to you is that what I don't want is your coin. What I want is something to remember you by, and what we want to do is we want this legend.
I've got business cards.
We want this legend to go out, to head east.
To the embossed.
To head east on the road that we would not be travelling, to wear armour befitting of a legend, a legendary warrior, a legendary giant slayer, wearing the armour of a legendary armourer. It's only befitting, Gelrim.
Are you talking about exposure again?
No. It is half plate, so some of him would still be showing. But I'm not talking about this being an advertising thing. I'm talking about this half orc intends to kill some giants, and this half orc wishes to kill those giants wearing the armour of a man who would appreciate it. It's almost like the armour would be you. The armour is you. You're a smith. A smith puts his soul, puts his heart into the things that he makes. By equipping Krill in your armour, your heart, your soul goes with Krill, and when Krill slays hill, stone, fire, cloud, storm, giants up and down the land, it will not just be Krill that is slaying those giants. It'll be Gelrin Fohammer that is slaying those giants with Krill. That's a nat 20, come on.
It's a big swing though, isn't it? You're asking him
good,
for... You're asking
chat of that. Come on.
It's a
if
great
you don't give me
chat.
the armour, at least give me inspiration. Bloody hell.
Have you not already got some?
No, you never give me inspiration.
I gave you some last session.
Yeah, that's what you said last time.
All right.
Sounds like you're trying to sell him like an NFT or something. It's like he technically has the kill, but he can't be there for it or use it or experience it in any way. But
and the armor doesn't do any of the killing itself. It just protects you from dying.
Listen,
yeah.
Gelrin's caught up in the moment. He's caught up in the speech. Just let the armour flow.
Let the armour flow.
Quinch whispers to Dweezil again. One last thing, we don't actually know who we're delivering this to and why. Perhaps if we had an idea of how important this delivery is, we might be able to swing it that last final piece.
Who are we delivering the armour to, Galrin? What kind of armour is it, by the way? Is it half plate?
It's 5 sets. It's 5 sets of half plate.
It's half plate for a guy who's going to kill me some giants. No, it's a breastplate, and it's got.
Well, why didn't you say?
Not that kind. It's a breastplate, and it's got the I can't think of the name's lord up there, but his crest.
Oh, nice. Sounds fine.
But yeah, you won't be seeing him. You'll be delivering it to the Castellane, a guy by the name of Amrath Molnabar.
Sorry?
Amrath Molnabar.
Sorry?
Amrath. That's one word. Molnabar. Wunderbar.
Have you ever met this Amrath Molnabar?
No, only through correspondence.
How does he come across in letters? Dickhead?
Succinct.
Has he ever referred to you as anything offensive, like maybe a hammerer?
No. He's very business. He just asked me for what he wanted, and then that was.
When's the last time you had correspondence from him?
We're not pen pals, if that's what you're asking.
Dweezil just looks round at the others to just double check that everyone else has clocked as to who Dweezil assumes that this person is.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy you killed.
I didn't kill him.
Well,
he killed himself. I think he did some kind of like poison capsule or something.
Well, he died anyway. Regardless, he died.
People die, mate. I'm not responsible for them all.
Am I missing something? Who died?
Yeah, about 30 episodes.
Or about 2 episodes ago, in terms of actual release.
Rode a giant vulture. Was a knob.
Drowned in sea water in the middle of the sky.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah.
Good.
Whose name
gave you a bag of magic powder that you forgot about.
Nice guy.
Stuart, roll me a history check.
12.
12. You suspect that the name is similar, but not the same. You can't remember exactly whether it's how similar or different it is, but you start to get the sense that it's possibly not the same name.
Right. Okay. Right, Gelrin, we're happy to take this plate. It sounds like an important job, and it does sound like the delivery of armour smithed by Gelrin Fohammer is not the delivery of a package of rations. This is something that needs to be protected and needs to be delivered like a special delivery.
Do you do guaranteed overnight?
Absolutely. Well, 2 day, 48 hour guaranteed signature. But the matter of the armour for Krill is not a matter of payment for this. What we're talking about here is rather than we talk about any kind of unfortunate things like payment between friends, what we talk about is an exchange of our expertise in exchange for your expertise, and we both offer our best, because I would not dream of half-arsing a delivery for you, and you would not dream of half-arsing a suit of armour for Krill. So why should we put monetary value on either of the things that we're doing?
So you see Gelrin starting to get stressed by this whole thing, because he thought he was onto an easy winner here, 100 gold pieces for you just to take something on your route. Although he didn't know your route at this point that he came to offer this to you, but the fact that it is supposedly on your route, 100 gold pieces sounds like an easy deal to him.
Before, just let me stop. Before he answers, Nathan, Dweezil sees that Gelrin is perturbed by this whole thing, and I just say to him, Gelrin, we will deliver the armour whether or not you agree to the armour for Krill or not, and we will not take 100 gold pieces for you for the delivery of the armour. Don't worry. The armour is delivered. We're your friends.
And being a businessman, oh, that's good, because I was going to give you some armour a minute ago. That's lovely then. Lovely. I'll if you swing by the shop, I'll make sure that the armour's ready for you to deliver.
I would still appreciate some armour. It'd do me pretty well.
Okay, Krill, seeing as you are so nicely, you can have the armour, but on a promise. Not that type of promise.
Oh.
Krill extends his pinky finger.
He's greedy.
Finger, yeah.
It's about the size of like his whole arm.
Oh, come on, he's a dwarf, but he's not like...
Not
He's
Borrow.
not Daboff. Yeah, he's not Daboff. Come on.
Thanks. Just throw shade at me. Fine.
I will give you the armour if you bring me 6 things.
Dabov readies his nuggies.
Has someone got a pen? Because I probably won't be writing these down.
Yes, Sam, because what people do when they play Dungeons and Dragons is they take notes.
Oh God!
We all have notebooks.
Especially when you've been playing for over 18 months.
And
The
amount of notes I've got, given I've been playing for 18 months, is incredible, and not in the good sense.
That surprises us from your knowledge of Amrath.
Who? Wait, who?
I mean, it's not like there's even an audio version that you could take notes retrospectively
Yeah.
Listen, I play it like a real person would, and not everyone carries a notebook and makes note of everything. If I can't remember it, Krill won't remember it.
To be fair, I don't tend to experience life like for a few hours every 2 weeks. Like,
Right, 6 things then. Hit us, Galrim. What do you want from us?
Hill. Fire. Stone. Frost. Storm. Cloud. A head from each, and you can have your armour. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button on your favourite podcast app to ensure you don't miss any future instalments of Dice and Desire. And in the meantime, if you want to interact with us, come and find us on Twitter and Instagram at Dice and Desire.
Oh, there, sailor. Yes, I'm talking to you. Do you yearn for high seas adventure and piratical mayhem at the roll of a D20?
Yes, I'll just toss you your shirt.
Very sassy.
No, I drink beer and I fart in my sleep.
Now that I got your attention with sex,
welcome to my pub, the Wizard's Sleeve.
It's still a cow that I'm gonna get in a bag. Do you know how big a cow is?
Don't put gold in your ass. That's not the catchphrase we were looking for.
It is one that we often use at this group,
Enough
though.
about where you keep your secret stuff.
It's not in my anus. Stop it.
Then sign your name in blood. I mean, join the Rovers and your crew on their adventures every Wednesday, wherever you find podcasts.